The Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey, where Scott does his weekly check-in with Nutrition Coach Cheryl Nasso every week live on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notifier so you first know when new episodes come out. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey. My name is Scott Switzer. I'm the Clydesdale. She is my nutrition coach, Cheryl Nasso, and we're here to have our weekly chat. And I've already been scolded coming into the episode. So, hey, Holly. Hey, Kenneth. Hey, Megan. Damien. Corey. Good to see you all.
I'm looking at the chat and I just can't help but just look at Damien's workout for today. Burpee box jumps and a rower. Just, man, you know, before we get into you, I have to tell you, I revisited an old workout last week just for the fun of it. An old workout from Ben Bergeron that we did called Fortitude. It's a 30-minute EMOM. Odd minute is 15 calories on the rower. Even minute is 15 burpees for 30 minutes. And I'm sure people can now do more than that, but that was back then the standard. And I decided to do that last week, but I did it with burpees over the rower. Got spicy meatball. So Damien, I feel for you, man. I think what's worse than rowing in burpee box jumps is echo bike or assault bike into any box jump. It just hurts. We do this for fun. Yes. We do this for the experience. That's really what it is. You know, we say we do it for fun, but we don't. We do it because we have this sick thing in our brain that like loves the experience and being like, oh, that workout was so bad. Because y'all know that's what it is. We all want to be able to talk about what we did, you know? So just a little actually goes very well into the journey that we're on right now with Scott. Is sometimes the journey is hard, but getting through the journey is what makes it worthwhile because you have all the stuff to talk about and you've been going through some tough times. So let's
and a shout out to Judy Reed and Aaron Fraser who jumped in the chat as well. So don't want to miss anybody.
We got a good group. A lot of people rooting for you to get better. So fill us in a little bit. You had your cardiologist appointment and EKG yesterday. No results yet?
No results. I mean, I have the results. I don't know what they mean.
Yeah.
In my my hospital has a My Chart app, so all the tests go right in there, so I can see them all. I just don't know what any of it means, and I haven't heard from the cardiologist. With yesterday being a holiday, I just don't know like when he'll be back in. But I am still in AFib for sure. They met with me before I left, told me that I am still in AFib and that a doctor will be in contact. The doctor that saw me in the hospital is now my doctor, my cardiologist. Mm-hmm. And he'll be in touch with me for next steps.
Yeah. What are your restrictions right now? Are they telling you that like you shouldn't be moving around at all? Are they telling you like to kind of be sedentary, lay down? Like work-wise, are you able to go to work? Like what's that look like for you right now?
So I've been back to work since Friday. I have a sedentary job, so it's not like a lot of stress on any kind of movement. They do not want me to raise my heart rate. The stroke risk is just too much.
Right.
And until they get everything under control, it's all about eliminating the stroke risk.
Got it. Okay. In terms of like your lungs and breathing, is that getting cleared up? Do you feel any better there?
Yes. Much clearer. I can take a full deep breath now, which I couldn't a week ago. It's weird though. Like if I take a full deep breath, I immediately burp. And we've talked about that. It's been funny. I've had so many people reach out to me who've been through different things. They had me on metformin for the high sugar, and it actually can cause burping.
Yeah.
And that might be the issue there. But I see my new family doctor on Friday. So we can talk about all that stuff. And maybe there's a different medicine. Because my sugar, I've got it down in the 150s. It was at 380 when I went in the hospital. And they took me off all of the prednisone. And then I've been on insulin and metformin and really watching my diet. And it's been 150s average.
Okay.
Um,
What is it when you wake up in the morning?
150. It's not moving much during the day.
Okay. So after you eat and fasted, it's about the same? Or does it go up after
Yeah.
you eat?
So they have me take it when I wake up and before lunch, before dinner, and before bed.
But not after dinner or not after you eat.
No.
I was just curious what it was, if it was spiking at all after you ate. Just curious about that. No.
I mean, out of curiosity, I could test it once.
I'm just curious.
Kind of see.
I'm a dork about that kinds of stuff. I know we had mentioned looking at the fat intake that could also be some of the stomach discomfort. Did you work on in decreasing that a little bit this week? Looks like you did.
It's a little bit off because I told you, like the HelloFresh meals, they are a little bit higher in fat, but we take out a lot of the fat in preparing them.
Okay.
When it calls for like oils and stuff like that, we do not use that.
Okay. Yeah, I hate the HelloFresh meals because of that. They are so loaded in fat. I mean, they say this is the problem with marketing. Somebody that like is trying to eat healthier, right? You hear HelloFresh. You think what? These have got to be super healthy meals. And granted, some of them likely are, but I don't think that they're all very healthy. A lot of times they're using white flour breads and pastas, and they're usually loaded in fat. And like you said, you're like not using it. But a person that's not paying attention is literally like, why am I eating healthy and not losing weight? Because your meal has 1,000 calories. You might as well have had the burger and fries from McDonald's. Like it's a part of, so I honestly, I know that they're fun for variety, but my opinion on those kind of meals is get the ideas for the meals, but simplify and recreate, and if maybe you want to have one or two a week because you want something a little bit different for variety. But I mean, I'm going to be honest, like for instance, this is not picking on your diet, but I am the nutrition coach, but a chicken and biscuit pot pie, like I have no idea what the ingredients are, but what am I picturing? I grew up making pot pie and I love, but it's typically going to be like a cream-based sauce, like something very heavy with like a pastry crust, and there's like chicken. It's, so it's like, I'm fine with the meals, but like just, it does make it, I'm off on a tangent right now about this HelloFresh, because it's something that people, even like the meal prep companies, Clean Eats or whatever, Ideal Nutrition, they're all the same. It's like you pick a meal and you're like, oh, this must be healthy, and then you're still getting 800 calories. So just saying. And it is better, yes, than just going and grabbing takeout. I'm not saying that, but yeah. So a little tangent.
And we only do 2 meals a week. So
yeah. But fat intake other than that day looks lower for the most part. Let me see. Yeah, it's whenever you have the HelloFresh meals, it jacks your fat up. Like Thursday, your dinner had, 23 grams of fat and 70 carbs. And again, you're likely not using all of the ingredients, but I don't know what the source of those carbs are. Like, where are those 70 carbs coming from? Was it pasta? Was it, what was it that night? Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Beef ragu.
What was posted?
It
Oh,
says,
it was pasta.
yeah. So again, I doubt they're using a whole grain high fiber pasta. It's likely just a white flour pasta. Just, not that I'm not demonizing those things, but like when I'm trying to like, hey, let's kind of work on these little things, those types of things. And if it's only twice a week, that's fine. But just some things to watch out for as we were talking about fat intake. Something for everybody to listen in on that is buying a lot of these types of things. Lex, Caroline, I made a shepherd's pie. Oh, By the way, I have a chicken pot pie recipe that's pretty obviously macro friendly. I love that word. I actually hate that word or that terminology, but so
But
overall,
just
yeah,
an example of what we do is like that pot pie, like it didn't have a bottom crust. It was
yeah,
just, and it was more with chicken broth than like a cream. And we didn't use all the biscuits on the top.
yeah,
So we like cut back the carbs that way. You know, we don't use the oils they ask for. There's no
yeah.
need for it. And nothing sticks. Um,
The worst part is you really can't even like when you go on their website, you really can't even look at things beforehand. I think if I were you, I would probably, when you're doing it, look at the Fit and Wholesome brand. But again, you can't choose, and I can't even look at that until I actually click to sign up. I'm on their website
well,
right now.
I'll be honest. I would never have ordered the pot pie.
Yeah,
But when I was sick, I didn't have time to go in and
yeah,
change the order for the week, so I just got what they gave us.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, that's
yeah.
how that happened.
Anyways, so just kind of watching out for the HelloFresh stuff. So your weight is trending back down a little bit. So we're kind of obviously medications, inflammation. I'm sure they gave you fluids in the hospital. They always pump you up with fluids, whether you're dehydrated or not. You didn't fill in your check-in form. Already got talked to you about that. That was one of our things. So how has your hydration been? Have you been drinking enough water?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. How has your sleep been?
Uh, I mean, it's been better than it was before I went in the hospital. Um, but I still wake up in the middle of the night. But I'm falling asleep at 7 o'clock at night. So then I wake up at like 1 and I'm having a hard time falling back to sleep. And then I do like another like 4 to 8.
Okay. So a little bit disrupted. All right. Um, all right. So a couple of questions I asked my clients on their check-in that you didn't answer. How did you win last week?
How
Last
did I
7
win
days.
last night?
How'd you win?
Um,
Give me a win.
I've been completely compliant with my medicine. I've been uh, tracking my food every day. Um, I've been trying to hit my targets. Um, I have a much more concerted effort toward my goals and me over the last week.
I would agree. I would say you've gotten vegetables in. You've been really winning. Like you've been winning things on my end here. What I want to know physically, mentally, what you feel like has been your biggest struggle. I know the breath thing, I know the heart thing, but what has been the hardest thing for you this week with like compliance, with nutrition, with everything?
Just just mentally not diving down in the hole. Um, I actually Lex texted me yesterday. Um, like I've been doing Legos, like to just kind of keep my mind free um and do stuff. And I have a Chicago Bears helmet I'm working on now. Um, and so I just do a little bit at a time, and I do that to keep my mind out of the bad places.
You know, can I just tell you that your coach resonates with that? I've got my own struggles and it's funny that you mentioned Legos because today I'm like, I got to start a puzzle. I like puzzles. Puzzles are good for me because I've been working on not filling every second of my day with work. Like I'm the kind of person if there's a free moment, I should be filling it with something. And when I have idle hands, it's like not comfortable. So I've been thinking about that. I like the Legos. So that's kind of a cool thing. But um
Yeah, I had some in my, like, people got me for Christmas. Like I
yeah,
have the Chicago Bears stadium. I have a helmet that I just hadn't gotten around to, and I'm just taking time for me to do that.
okay. So struggles has just been mostly mentally, just like keeping yourself out of your head. It's scary. It brings up whenever you have something going on with your health, like it's like the problem feels amplified. It always feels amplified because it's like you can't do anything about it, and it's like you're just, especially right now, you're like in a waiting game. And all we can really do in those moments is like you're doing, like, what am I going to do? I can't, the more I worry about something, the crazier I get. You know, you just got to keep plugging along, you know? So I love that for you. So you're getting through the struggle. Any specific questions for this week? That's the next one.
One more struggle I had is when I saw the news about Myra Brandt from
Yeah.
Training Think Tank, like with everything I've gone through, that really, really hit home and hit hard.
That
That
was
we
really
don't have, we're not promised tomorrow.
That's I when I saw that, I was like, you never see those stories happening like in your life to somebody that you've met or experienced or been in contact with. And then when it happens, you just realize how precious life is. How like she had nobody has any idea that the next hour could be their last hour. And it truly, like, bringing tears to my eyes right now that literally at any moment it could be done. And you're right. It's so important for us to take care of ourselves the best that we can. You know, like your life is worth so much more, you know? Um I give myself that same advice, and I know that's what you were feeling. It's like, man, this could have been really bad. Like if what if I didn't go to the hospital that day, right? Like what if you didn't go? Like what would have happened if you're like, "Oh, I'm okay." You know, but people it's hard. And it's really easy to just think if you're a person that's very used to like just grinding through and pushing through and like feeling like shit, you don't even realize how bad you feel because you're just grinding through. Like, for instance, your blood sugar has probably been high for a long time and you probably had no idea. And that could have killed you, you know, like but like we don't even know, you know, so it's so important. In fact, it's crazy. I'm due for a follow up with my doctor and I called my doctor today. I did. I was like, you know what? You're not going to wait. You're going to go ahead and call him and you're going to get some new labs run and see how things are looking. So I would say that was, I just feel for her family, for everybody. I mean, it's crazy for sure. I know it's a tangent again, but that definitely mentally a struggle.
Yeah.
All right. How would you rate your effort this week towards your goals? I would give you a 5.
I would too.
And by the way, guys, the scale is 1 through, not 1 through 10. Are you weighing out your food?
Yes.
All right. Did you eat out at all? I don't think so. I didn't see anything.
I did. Well, I did have pizza Friday night.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Yeah. I think that was the night I saw. You didn't log that night. Yeah, you logged your lunch, but not your dinner. Okay. Drinking enough water, no alcohol, no workouts. I know. Step count, I likely am going to guess is probably less than 2,000. Are you currently menstruating?
Not currently.
Not currently? Okay. Just making sure.
Not due for another week or two.
Okay. Gotcha. Have you had any significant changes in your hunger or your cravings this week?
I would say my appetite is definitely back.
Good.
It was definitely gone for a few months. Now I'm trying to keep it down into the target you gave me, which I think is 18 something.
Yeah, you've been hard.
And I'm not doing it. It's like 22.
Well, I'm okay with that because like if you don't lose a pound right now, but you're staying consistent, I'm fine with that. Like right now, the goal is if I have to give you a little bit more, I will. I'm also just trying to really work as much as I can on your insulin sensitivity because we can't get you moving. So this is good for all of my diabetics out there. Anybody that deals with blood sugar, okay? People like to focus on carbs. It doesn't matter. There is a time when carbs matter in terms of raising blood sugar. So if I'm only having carbohydrates, yes, that's going to spike my blood sugar. But what really we want to do when we're trying to bring blood sugar down is we've got to make ourselves more insulin sensitive. And to do that, if you are in a calorie deficit, that's going to make you more insulin sensitive, along with if you're moving more, which gives the body this feeling like, hey, I've got to use energy. It helps your body burn through glucose and then burn through body fat. So that's kind of why a calorie deficit is the best way, along with movement, is going to help bring that down. So if I can keep calories down, I will, but most importantly, you're controlling them. So that's good. All right. Well, we talked about your sleep quality, that you're waking up in the middle of the night. We can kind of touch on that. How about any significant changes in your mood, motivation, or mental state? I know you mentioned mental was a struggle. Do you think it's improving or about the same or getting worse than last week?
It's improving.
Good. Good. Do you have any calls with your therapist lined up yet for yourself?
My therapist retired, so I've got to find a new one.
Yeah, I gotcha. Funny story. I actually fired my therapist yesterday, so I have to find a new one too. So she was talking down to me, and I didn't like that. And regardless, this is just me. I'm just sharing my open stuff with you guys. I don't care. If a therapist is going to talk down to me, I'm like, this isn't making me feel very safe right now. So just going to call it here. And I didn't like it. So I'm on the hunt with you, Scott. All right. Any changes in your energy throughout the day?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay. So did this affect your energy throughout the day? Like, were you feeling really tired? Okay. So that's still about the same.
Yeah.
All right. So we're good there. We'll talk about that. Digestion. I know you mentioned the burping. You pooping regularly?
So that's been a big change this week. I've been constipated since getting out of the hospital.
I would guess that. Yeah.
And then that all changed yesterday.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. We had a good bowel movement. That's always a fun thing. Getting that fiber intake up will really help with that a little bit. That's one of the numbers that we've talked about, and we're going to kind of dive into that a little bit today because that's like the next thing. You're doing a good job of, making the changes that I've been telling you to. So we're going to keep working on that as well. All right. So, and then we're not working out right now. It's my last question is elaborate on anything that you feel to be significant this week. And I feel like we all know significance right now is everything that we got going on and kind of getting some answers lined up. So
Yeah, just really
Yeah.
really excited about meeting with my new family doctor.
Yeah.
Seeing how that goes. And moving forward with a new plan
Yeah.
with them.
I think the main thing to address right now is gut and sleep, because you're doing the nutrition. You can't really work out right now. And I know you had posted something online. I think it was on Instagram, that there might be surgery involved if this AFib doesn't go down.
So the first way of fixing it is shocking my heart back into rhythm.
Okay.
Which is still a procedure where they have to put you under. So I would be under anesthetic. They would shock me, get me back into rhythm. And then if that doesn't work, then there's a thing called an ablation where they go in and clean off the sensor at the top of the heart.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy what doctors can do. It really is. You're going to become like RoboCop.
What's amazing is like
Terminator.
The number of people that have reached out to me that have had all of these procedures, like, is huge.
Yeah.
Like it is. And when I first announced that I had this, AFib is the most common irregular heartbeat in the world.
Right.
And the bad thing is it's not correctable. It is you can only like Band-Aid it, fix it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So even though they shock me in, then I still have to I have to watch it because it can go back to AFib if I'm not careful.
Yeah. How do they monitor that with you at home?
So they're not.
So how do they know that
I
you're still in AFib?
What's that?
How do they know that you're still in AFib? Just because of the
They did an EKG yesterday.
okay. But you don't so right now, you don't have any idea right now as you're sitting there if your heart's in rhythm or not. Like you can't even like you can't feel it or
I mean,
anything.
I can tell by the feel
Okay.
that it's still there.
Gotcha. Like
But I also, when I charge my watch so I can watch my heart rate,
good.
and I can watch my sleep at night.
What kind of a watch is that?
It's called Suunto,
Sunto.
Suunto. It's a form of Garmin, just an
Well, good.
off-brand.
Sunto watches. I'd like to know which one you have. Um, does
I
it
think it's the 9.
does it sync with your Apple Health?
A little bit.
Good. This is good because this is one of the things that I wanted to do today to talk to you about. I actually wanted you to find out about getting some kind of a activity tracker where I could actually see data of like your heart rate. Like even wearing it when you're working out. Like I would love to see like what's going on with heart rate, all that stuff while you are training. I think you should wear that when you go back into the gym or get back on the Whoop train, like some kind of a wearable that can do
So
that. Yeah,
I did wear this when I was in the gym.
good.
And it has all the same data as a Whoop.
Perfect.
It
Yeah.
I lost the charger at Legends,
Well,
so
can
I
you
had to
find
buy a new charger.
yeah, just getting the charger's probably not that much. I'm on
Yeah,
their website right now.
I already bought it.
Oh, okay, cool. Which model do you have?
I think it's a Series 9.
Okay, yeah. They're pretty expensive, so it's probably a nice watch.
Yeah, it
So
has a lot of stuff on it.
yeah. Yeah, because that was one of the things that I wanted to actually do is get you on some kind of a tracker. And then what you can do is make sure it's synced up with Apple Health. And you can just add me. I'm going to actually send you an invite, and then we can sync up Apple Health, and you'll be able to. I think you have to ask. I have to ask you to share. So I'm going to ask you to share your data with me, so that we'll be able to see everything. Or I'll be able to see everything. They won't be able to see everything. I'll be able to see everything. So, and you'll be able to choose, just make sure that you choose to like allow me to see everything on your watch so that I'll be able to help you out with things. And then obviously when we get back into the gym, it's also going to be helpful for me to see things like your resting heart rate and stuff and help get you back into getting fitness. So, but yeah, that was actually one of the things that I wanted to cover today was getting you on some kind of a smartwatch. And I know I was asking you about your scale brand because I thought it would be helpful as well if your scale just synced up right with your Apple Health as like accountability too. Like it just syncs automatically. This way you don't have to worry about like, hey, I'll be able to see every day just like that. So that watch and everything just syncing right through Apple Health will probably be helpful. But I doubt your scale does that. You probably just have a basic whatever scale. So we'll get there. I think this is a good start. All right. So let's talk about a couple of things this week for you. I know we mentioned last week really working on the fiber intake. And I'm just kind of taking a look at things because it feels like Tuesday wasn't that long ago, but it was. I know that I mentioned a couple of things, switching out your bagels and such. Are you still kind of working on finishing up what you have at home, or did you get to the grocery store to buy new things?
Tomorrow we have an order for pickup.
Okay, cool. Just because I'm kind of taking a look at, Friday was just the only day that you didn't log anything. Saturday, you had the rest of the ragu. Still finishing up your bagels. I do like that I see fruit, which is really good. I love that for your carbs. And you're eating a nice big salad every single day, which is awesome. Popcorn is a great high fiber snack. By the way, popcorn underrated for sure, people. Yeah, I think the main thing still really is just working on the fiber intake is we got to really work on getting the fibrous carbs in. I do see that Dave's Killer Bread's high fiber today, which is good. You had mashed potato today. Was the mashed potato something you made?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a recipe that you found in there, or did you log that yourself? Just curious.
It was a HelloFresh
Okay.
mashed potato. So it was made fresh with potatoes.
Yeah. Potatoes also underrated. I used to be afraid of potatoes. I was afraid of potatoes. Like paleo had me so brainwashed to think that like potatoes were bad for me. I'm like, oh my God, it's not a sweet potato. It's not a good potato. Potatoes are actually very good for you. And the skin, if you can do like a baked potato with the skin on, really good for fiber as well. So high volume as well too. Potatoes are very low calorie and people don't realize that, so I think the main thing is I would love to see whole grains, high fiber at your 3 main meals. So whenever you're choosing your grain products, really looking for something that if it has like 20, I think my rule of thumb is like 3 to 4 grams of fiber per 20 grams of carbs. Like if it has 20 grams of carbs and there's not at least 3 or 4 grams of fiber, probably should be choosing something else. So I would always just look for high fiber whole grains. Make some like wraps, either those like carb counter tortillas or the lavash breads. Any of that kinds of stuff can be great ways to get your fiber intake up. Sorry, I'm getting a call. I'm just going to hit delete because I don't want that to distract me. But that's really good. Raspberries and avocado are also super high in fiber if you like those foods as well. That's really going to be the main focus this week is getting your fiber count up. Everything else is looking really good. Your protein has been pretty good. Let me see where that's been. Yeah, that's been much better. So, and your fat's been down. So really the next step is I want 30 plus grams of fiber a day, every day. So, and I don't
That's
mind.
what I'm shooting for.
Yeah. I would just look up and I know I sent you that high fiber food list. Like those are just some easy ideas. And you might not have the same exact brands, but you can probably find almost the exact same thing with whatever brand you have. In fact, if you just send me the name of wherever you go grocery shopping, I'm sure that I can look at, I've got clients in the UK and they don't have any of the same products as us. So I have to and their labels look weird too. So I have to look at everything and try and troubleshoot and try and find them products. And popcorn, if you like popcorn, popcorn's a great high fiber grain. People don't give corn enough credit. So I just had memories of old movies. Remember the movie Nacho Libre with Jack Black? Get that
I
corn
know
out
of
of my
it.
face. Get that corn out of my face. Oh my God. I got to show you. I'll have to share this with everybody since we're talking CrossFit here too sometimes. We did this thing at the gym that I used to be at called the Boo Bash. We did every single year. And we would have a partner and we would dress up for the Halloween. And one year a guy was Nacho Libre and I was whatever the skinny guy's name was that was his friend. I was the dude. Oh God, I gotta show you the picture. It was awesome. So, but tangent. Sorry, I'm on my hamster tangent. So,
Well, I hate to cut today short, but I'm now doing these from my main floor, and my wife is about to get home, and my dog's going to lose his shit soon.
well, we haven't
So,
seen your dog. Where's your dog?
he's sleeping on the chair right now.
Oh,
But the minute he hears the garage door go up, it's all over.
yeah. Well, that could have made for some excitement. So,
Well, I'm probably going to be doing them from up here for a little while. So maybe next time I'll show them at the beginning.
all right. All right. Well, so your homework is let's get that fiber up. Let's get that fiber intake up. Go ahead and sync your Apple Health with me. That'll be helpful. And obviously, last thing is just like when you're ordering the HelloFresh stuff, just trying to find the best ones, which every once in a while, choose the chicken pot pie. That's a childhood staple for me. So, but I'm good. You're good. We're good.
All right. Well, it's been fun. Hopefully next week we'll have some more answers. After the family doctor, hopefully I hear from my cardiologist in the next day or two, and we can update next week as to where everything is. With that, we will catch you next time on Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey. Bye, guys.